In this video, we're going to explore some of the different options for creating named ranges. Very shortly, Zara's going to start performing calculations using entire columns of data, and to make her life a little easier, she would like to name them. In the previous video, we saw how we could name a single cell. Well, the process is very much the same for naming an entire column. We start by selecting the column. So I'm going to come to my late charge, but note I'm not including the heading because it's not part of the data. To select all the data, we're going to press Ctrl-Shift-Down arrow, and then we're going to come to our name box as we did in the previous video, and I'm going to call this late_charge, and press Enter. What has happened is we haven't given each cell the name late charge. Instead, we've named the entire column late charge. So that was using our name box again, which is quick and easy, but there are some other alternatives which give us more options. And we'll find these on the Formulas tab of the ribbon. If you have a look in the Defined Names group, these are all of the tools for working with named ranges, and they're quite a few. The next one we're going to look at is called Define Name, and again this allows us to create a named range. So let's do our overdue by data this time. I'm going to click into M5, then press Ctrl-Shift-Down arrow. But this time I'm going to press Define Name. This is the new name dialog, and you'll see it's picked up the label for us automatically. So that saves us a bit of typing. I could adjust the range it's referring to, which is handy, but the main reason for looking at this tool is the scope. In the last video, I said that typically the scope was the whole workbook. In other words, the named range had to be unique within the workbook. But if you wanted to have two named ranges the same in different sheets, you could change the scope and restrict it just to a single sheet. This is not usually desirable, so we're going to leave it as workbook, and we're just going to press OK. If I come back to my name box, you can see that named range has been added. We still have quite a few columns to do though, and this could be time consuming if we did them one by one. So now we're going to look at my favorite tool, which is Create from Selection. This allows us to create multiple named ranges simultaneously using the labels already in the workbook. So how do we do this? We're going to start by clicking into A4 and dragging across to select all of our labels. I know, I specifically told you not to do that, but these are not going to be part of the range. We're just selecting them so it knows what to call each range. Then again, we're going to press Ctrl-Shift-Down arrow to select all our data. If I come up to Create from Selection and hover over it for a moment, you'll see the keyboard shortcut is Ctrl-Shift-F3. And the more you use this tool, the more likely you are to remember that. But for now, we're just going to click on the tool, and I need to explain what it's doing here. It's saying, do you want me to use the labels in the top row to name each column? Yes, we do. Do you want me to use the labels in the left column to name each row? No, we don't. So Excel will take a pretty educated guess based on where it finds text. But if you do have text in your first column, don't forget to untick that. And now we're going to say OK. If I come back to my name box, you'll see each of those named ranges has been added, and if I select Amount, for example, it has named the entire column, but not included the heading. So 3 options for naming ranges. The name box is ideal if you quickly need to name a large range or a single cell that doesn't have a label. The Define Name is good if you need to name a single range and you need that additional scope option. And the Create from Selection is our fastest option when you need to create multiple named ranges using labels already in the workbook. Don't worry if you've made some mistakes. In the next video, we're going to look at how we can use the Name Manager to edit and delete named ranges.